Why do you think it's important to remain active in the Kurdish community?
I think it's important because I can show the other kids around my age who are 17 and younger, that it's not always the best thing to be Americanized. You can have the best of both worlds, and still, remember where your parents came from, remember your roots.
So you're 17 years old. You're probably one of the youngest members of the Kurdish Youth Club DC chapter. If you were going to give a piece of advice to other members of the Kurdish youth who are thinking about joining a Kurdish club and aren't really sure because they don't know what to expect, what piece of advice would you give them as, maybe a reason why they too should join and be active in their communities?
I think my advice would be to just go for it, because it really shows you the great aspects of Kurdish culture. Even when I was young, I still remember going to the Kurdish schools and trying not to forget my language, because it's hard growing up in America, especially around my age, and you're growing up with Americans who know nothing about your culture. So for you to actually be a part of an organization that shows Kurdish culture is a great thing for you not to forget where you came from.
Your name is Kurdistan. So how does it make you feel when you have individuals who come up to you and say, the thing that you're named after, that country, Kurdistan, it's not really a country? What are sort of the responses that you give back to them? Do you try and educate them about exactly where Kurdistan is and how it does symbolize where you came from, even though it's not recognized on a map? Or, does it make you angry? What are some of the responses that you give back to them?
It depends on how they're approaching me. If they're approaching me on purpose, saying, Kurdistan's not a country, trying to put me down, of course I'm going to respond with, I'm not going to educate you. You obviously don't care, so I'm obviously not going to care. But if they're actually coming to me and, they really don't know anything, like their parents have taught them just to hate and they don't know anything, I will sit there and try to bring them on, Kurdistan is a country and we do exist, so.
If you could use one word to describe who Kurds are as a people, what would that one word be?
It would be proud. I think we are all proud. It doesn't matter what political party we are, we always have one thing in common. We believe in one Kurdistan, and not one Arab, not one Persian, not one anything can come and tell us that Kurdistan doesn't exist, because we have all the facts. We have history of family just teaching us how, don't ever say that you're from Iraq, you're not, you are Kurdish, And it doesn't matter if the United Nations doesn't recognize it. It doesn't matter whose opinions are saying that you don't exist. It's my personal belief that Kurdistan does exist and it will one day become a country.